Hey guys, what is up? This is Stephanie, aka The Limitless Babe, reminding you today and every minute that you are limitless. Now, that phrase right there holds so much weight with our topic today. And this is actually not what I was planning on talking about today. I actually had two other topics in mind. One being actually the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, which we are going to have a video about that because I think that it just needs to be discussed. Stay tuned for that video, which will be coming soon. And the other topic, which has already escaped my mind, I have it written down, but I know it escaped my mind because I had a really powerful conversation with a friend today. And it was powerful for a few reasons, but one of the main reasons is that it scared me a little. They said something that scared me a little bit. They said that they had been having, suicidal thoughts, and that they felt a lot of. I'm gonna kind of paraphrase, but basically that they felt a lot of pressure, because they feel like they have to always be on, right? And I thought like that's such a fantastic thing to talk about because I think it's a common theme in a lot of people. A lot of us are going through life feeling like we have to perform, we have to be on. And says who? We feel like we have to be perfect, or perfect in the perception of someone else's mind. But says who? Right? Like, who said that we have to feel that way and that we have to be perfect? And I'm going to actually tie this in for a second. Do you guys remember when I did my review on Encanto? So I did touch on it a little bit, but do you guys remember, if you saw the movie, if you loved the movie, the song from Isabella about, what was the name of it? I know the words. I just made something unexpected, something strange, something new. It isn't perfect. Wait, it isn't perfect or it's blah, 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 blah. It's not symmetrical or perfect, but it's beautiful and it's mine. What else can I do? So basically the theme of the song is like, I've lived my whole life feeling like I have to be perfect, like I have to meet everyone's expectations because the family needs me to do all of these things. But that's not what I'm here for. That's not my gift. Like, yes, I can do that, but doing that depletes my soul. Doing that makes me feel like I'm just as good as what I can do for you. Whereas doing what is my life's purpose and my passion and what is authentically coming from within is what's going to not only fill me up, but fill the rest of the world up even better. But they've got to be open to it. They've got to realize, like, listen, what you think you need from me isn't going to benefit you half as much as what I have to give. So I realize that I'm kind of bouncing around and going all over the place, but these are all thoughts that popped into my mind when I had this conversation with this really amazing friend. And by the way, you guys actually have heard about this friend. This is one of the people that I discussed in the video, Breathe Life into Others. So that's I think what hurt the most, is that this is someone that has such a beautiful soul and such a beautiful spirit, right? And they constantly are lifting other people up, whether they realize it, whether they intend it or not. And I think that, yes, partially, they do know that they do this. I think they do know that, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be your cheerleader. I got to be your cheerleader so I can't feel what I'm feeling. But I also believe that it's very authentic for them to do that, while at the same time being human and having days where maybe you just can't or don't want to. So that was what we discussed, was the fact that, listen, like, take the pressure off of yourself. Like, the fear was that, well, if I'm not this way, if I'm not everybody's cheerleader, if I'm not happy and up and, positive, then people are going to think, I'm part of my language, that I'm an a-hole. Like, oh, I'm going to be viewed as an a-hole because I'm in a mood today. So be an a-hole. Janet. Shh, I'm talking here. So I told him, all right, so be yourself, And if that means being an a-hole once in a while, but the majority of the time being an amazing, absolutely wonderful, incredible human being, then the people that can't handle that one day or 2 days or every so often when you're an a-hole, they're not your people, right? Like the people that cannot handle when you don't meet their expectation, they don't deserve to have access to the beautiful light and the gift that you bring 99.9% of the time. You know, like the people that are intended to be in your life, the people that are intended to be in your circle, the people that are going to help you grow and move and change the world are the people that can handle your boundaries, that can handle your moods, that can handle your human experience. I don't know one person that is positive 24/7. And guys, if any of you think that is me, you are sorely mistaken. Listen, I am all about feeling my feelings. I am all about, if I need to cry today, guess what? I'm going to cry. Like I know I've mentioned it in the past, and this is something that I'm trying to instill in my daughter, and I'm going to try to mention it a little bit more because I'm hoping that it sinks in with more of you guys that like in our house, we pray first. And keep in mind that if for you prayer doesn't look like praying to a God or a higher power, you pray in the sense of speaking out your intention to the universe. However it looks for you, like I respect and honor your prayer, your form of prayer, whatever that looks like. It doesn't matter if that's meditation, great. But in this house, we pray first. And for us, that is formal prayer. Well, I say formal, but really it's a conversation with God about what's going on. Whether that be thanking God, asking for something, whatever it is. But we talk. We have open dialogue with God. So we pray first. We laugh often. Because I think that so many people forget that laughter is what... It's like the best... battery source. It is the best recharge. It is the best what's the phrase? Fountain of youth. Laughter is what just keeps us youthful and vital and happy and joyful. Like if you have one friend that can make you genuinely laugh, keep that friend. Okay, but like a genuine laughter, not like someone who's transactional. Like, you know, we've talked about like the toxic person that like they're trading transactionally for things. Like, no. Like just that person that can just like make you laugh and vice versa, that you can make them laugh or whatever it is that you bring to the table. That's a great thing to have. You know, if you're having a down day, if you can bring yourself up to it. Like I guess everybody's different. And yeah, I could see that like sometimes if I'm in certain moods, I may not want to watch a comedy, but if you can bring yourself to do it, watch something funny. Watch something that is going to lift your spirit. Watch something that makes you feel happy. Because what you're putting into your spirit, if sometimes when we're down, some people do put more drama and downing things, serious. I don't know why I'm having a hard time with words today, guys. I'm usually better than this. But anyway, if you're already in a mood and you keep pulling that in, it's just going to worsen it, right? But if we can shift that, well, you know what? I take that back because I do want you to feel your feelings. And we've talked about this, right? So maybe you watch that for a little bit, right? Let's say we allow ourselves 24 hours. For 24 hours, I am going to let myself get in a funk. I am going to let myself feel all the feels. I'm going to actually pull myself as deep as I can into the feels so that way tomorrow I give myself permission to let it go. And then to bring in the comedy and the fun and the joy and the laughter so that I can move forward, right? So getting back to what I was saying, in this house, we pray first. We laugh often. And this is the most important one. And I think that some people don't understand it. We cry when needed. So I guess that kind of is what I just talked about, where like, if you feel the urge to cry, if you feel the urge to be by yourself for a day, if you feel the urge to do whatever it is that you need to do, that you're feeling whatever you're feeling and you just need to sit there and be with it and let it out, do it. Cry when needed. Because it's when, and I've talked about this too, when we hold things in, that's when our emotions get stuck and stagnant in our body. But if we can release them and if we can move them and let them flow, then they never stay stuck. And we become a little bit more emotionally fit because we're able to adapt and say, okay, I find that as I let myself feel my feelings pass through me faster. And I've also talked about this, what you resist persists. So a lot of us, we're told, we put the pressure on ourselves that, oh no, I can't cry. I can't feel that. I reject this. I don't want to feel these feelings. I cannot feel these feelings because then I'm going to disappoint others or disappoint myself or whatever the story is that we're telling ourselves. And guys, yes, let's get it very clear. It's a story. It's not true. It's a story. So a lot of us are used to doing that. And I know I was so guilty of this. I remember actually, I was probably, I'm trying to think, maybe like 33 when I finally started to allow myself to cry freely. And the first time that I did it, I didn't just scare myself. I scared the hell out of my partner at the time. Like, my gosh, my boyfriend at the time was like, what is happening? Like, are you okay? What's wrong? And I feel bad because I'm sure he thought it was about him, and there was probably feelings of, I don't want to say not good enough, but like he had let me down in some way. And it wasn't about him at all. It was something small about whatever had happened. But it was just a culmination of all the feelings and the tears and everything and all the pain that I had experienced throughout my life that I hadn't properly released in years. And it just all came falling out and I couldn't control myself. And I just remember when he would ask me, like, what's wrong? I said, I'm in so much pain. And you don't want to do that, guys. You don't want to scare the hell out of the person in the room with you. And not that that's wrong, not that it was done intentionally, and not like, oh, I'm the bad person because I did that. Although I am the bad person technically for, at the time, not handling my feelings better. But at the same time, you have to give yourself grace and say, okay, but at the time I did the best with the information that I had. And other people are doing the best with the information that they have in the moment. But once you have that information, now it's your obligation to do better. You know better, you do better. So part of doing better is saying, okay, I know that this hurts me right now. And I know that if I don't give myself the opportunity to process that and feel it in its most authentic form, it's just going to stick with me. It's just going to stick right onto me like gum under a table, and it's not going to come off unless I go in there metaphorically with the scraper and scrape it off. And trust me, guys, it's a lot harder to go back and scrape it off than it is to just feel your feelings in the moment and release. Oh, I don't know if you guys hear that. It's thundering over here. So, you guys know I love to share my beverages with you. So this is a delicious and refreshing mocktail. It's club soda, sparkling grapefruit juice, and lime juice, and it is delicious. And it tastes even better with a little straw. Everything tastes better with a cute little straw. So anyway. So to recap, because I kind of dance around things. But again, a phrase that I want you guys to think about and remember is what I teach my daughter, that in this house, we pray first, we laugh often, and we cry when needed. Because these are the three things that are going to get you through any difficult situation. And I can promise you that. I can promise you that those are three tools that are going to help make any difficult situation seem less intense and help you move through it faster, in essence. And you're capable of it. You can do it. You can get through anything, guys. I promise. Like, even the most horrifying, devastating situation, I promise you, if it's coming your way, you can get through it. So back to the topic of my friend and the conversation that we're having, like, I felt really sad to know that this person is so worried because they have a beautiful spirit. They're worried about disappointing the people that they love and the people that are in their lives, not realizing that just as they love these people, and I'm hoping all of them, and if not all of them, I'll tell you what I told them about those too. But anyone who doesn't love them, F them. I'm trying not to curse, guys. So I told him flat out, listen, you're so consumed with trying to not disappoint other people, but the people that you love could never be disappointed by you. They may be bummed that, oh man, like, you know, whatever, we had plans or we were going to do this and now we can't, but they're not disappointed in any way by you because they love you. And they want you to be operating at your optimal and at your best. And anyone who doesn't want what's best for you, F them. Seriously, guys, like, I got nothing else to say about that. But, like, anyone who doesn't want what's best for you, unfortunately, has no space in receiving the goods from you, if that makes any sense. Like, why should they get the best of you if they can't handle the, I don't want to say the worst of you, but the real of you? If you can't handle my real, my authentic, my human, then yeah, you don't deserve my best. And that doesn't mean I'm not telling you to go around cutting people off out of your life and all these things, but maybe you just interact a little bit less. Maybe in those moments where they're not able to respect whatever you're feeling and you're going through, you excuse yourself and just say, okay, listen, like, I gotta go. I gotta go take care of some things. And by some things you're taking care of you. So, I mean, it's important. It's important to not be scared, to feel your feelings, to be real, to be yourself, and to lose some people if you're meant to. You know what I mean? Like, I talked about, again, like, everything's kind of coming back and flashing back, but check out the gratitude video, like, how to live happier, 1, 2, 3. Like, I talk about the fact that when you are living your most grateful and authentic life, you're going to lose some people. Some people can't handle it. Some people don't like seeing you at your less than perfect, at your real. But also some people don't like to see, the reality is that when you're doing this, when you're allowing yourself to go through these things and becoming a little more emotionally fit, that can make some people really uncomfortable because they recognize that they don't have that. That they let themselves go crazy in Trigger Town. That when something happens, they lose their minds and can't handle it and can't process things and can't give themselves the space to do what you're being brave enough to do. Because let's be real, this is bravery. Feeling your feelings is not easy. It sucks. Like, true story, it sucks. But it's the best thing and the kindest thing and the most loving thing and the most beneficial thing that you can do for you, that you can do for your family, that you can do for your friends, that you can do for the world. So if you ever for 1 second think that you're disappointing anyone by feeling your feelings and being real, you're hurting them more by not. Because I gotta tell you, like, I've seen the difference. I've experienced both. I've experienced friendships that are superficial, friendships that you feel like, well, as long as I say, when they ask how you doing, I say, oh, I'm fine, I'm great. Like, how are you? Oh my God, it's such a fun day. Then they love me. But if I was to come to them and say, actually, I'm having a really hard time, and they get clammy or shut down or back off and, like, get weird, look, I've seen the difference. And I've also seen friendships where they ask me, how are you doing? And I can say, hey, like, well, do you want the PC answer or do you want the real answer? And they'll usually tell me, no, like, tell me really, like, how are you feeling? And I'll say, honestly, I'm feeling A or B or C, and this is what's going on. And do you have a minute? Can I process with you? Or if not, like, hey, at least you know how I'm feeling, and maybe you check in on me in a few days. But, like, I forget where my point was with this. But anyway, like, I know that I was saying about having the difference in friends where, like, you have the friend that you can keep it real with and say how you're really doing. And then you have the superficial friend. And honestly, like, given a choice between the two, like, get rid of the superficial ones, okay? And that doesn't mean, again, that you have to cut anybody out of your life. You don't have to. But you just interact with them less. They're not your go-to. When you're not feeling your best, you don't go to those people. You go to the ones that lift you up. And sometimes lifting someone up means letting them feel down. If that makes any sense, but it's true. Like, I have my one best friend that I can call her and tell her how I'm trying not to, but whatever, how shitty I'm feeling about a situation, or even just for whatever, I don't even know why I feel this way. I just feel this way. And she doesn't tell me, oh, come on, Steph, buck up, chin up, kid, you're going to be great. No, she listens to me. She validates my feelings. She tells me that, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. I understand why you feel that way. And if I'm in the mood for advice, or if I'm ready for it, she'll offer me advice. And if not, she'll just sit with me and let me feel it. So, I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I wanted to add in there. I mean, if there is, I can always make another video, and that's the great thing about this. But if you guys have any questions about this topic, don't hesitate. Reach out. You guys have access to leave comments here on the channel. You can DM me at TheLimitlessBabe on Instagram. You can email me, TheLimitlessBabe@gmail.com. That one might take longer than the other two forms to get a response from me, but I will always respond as soon as I can. And yeah, feel free, like, reach out if you have any more questions about this topic. If you're going through anything, if I can, I mean, I can listen. I can read what you have to say. I can, try. But just know that it's okay to be you. And sometimes you isn't pretty. There are pieces of each and every one of us that are not pretty and neatly packaged with a bow on top. There are some pieces of us that are a train wreck, and each and every person has one. I don't care who they are or what they tell you. Everybody has something that they don't want other people to see. But the funny thing is, to your people, even when they see that, you're still beautiful and they still love you. And that's the best place to be. So I guess maybe another tip that I can give you is find your tribe. Pay attention to the people and the relationships that you have. Pay attention to who you can really talk to and who you're not scared to talk about uncomfortable topics with. Because that's the thing, like, I'm the kind of person, I don't like small talk. So if I can't have a real conversation with you, like, again, I'm not going to cut you off, but you're not my go-to. You're not my tribe. And that's okay. So is there anything else that I wanted to touch on? No, I guess that's it. Just like, we really, as a society, as individuals, we need to take the focus off of trying to be perfect. And I get it, like, especially with social media, like, there's so much emphasis on perfection and having to look a certain way and behave a certain way and have a certain lifestyle and make a certain amount of money. And the reality is that none of that matters. All that matters is what's in here and the relationships that we hold and whether or not we're a good person. That's the only stuff that really, honestly, truly, at the end of the day, is going to matter and give you any type of fulfillment. And to this friend, because I know you watch, so I know at some point you're going to watch this one, you, my friend, are one of the most amazing people that I know. And you are so genuinely loving and kind. And it's even your desire to not disappoint others is so beautiful. But understand that even just having that, like, you can't disappoint us. You can't. The only way you could disappoint us is by not taking care of yourself and shrinking and no longer being that awesome person that you are. Even if that means we only get that awesome person 75% of the time. Okay, I could deal with that. I could deal with knowing, okay, well, 25% of the time they're going to be an a-hole, but the other 75, I got that awesome person. And you know what? Like, it's not that they're really an a-hole. It's just in your mind, you think that. But I promise you, again, your people aren't thinking that. Your people are just thinking, okay, 25% of the time you're taking care of you. You're being a little selfish. And I think that there is a stigma around that word because, unfortunately, like, yes, there are some people that are selfish in a negative way. But there is a positive way to use the word selfish. And think about the big emphasis on self-care and doing for ourselves so that we can fill our cups. You can't pour from an empty cup. Being selfish sometimes, to a certain extent, is a beautiful and wonderful thing. So maybe 25% of the time you're selfish in the best possible way. And that's okay. Because then we get the best of you more often and more freely. So again, remember that you're amazing. You are kind and have an amazing heart and have amazing talent, and you're just a joy. You're a joy to be around, even when you think you're in a mood. I still find you entertaining and wonderful to be around. But release yourself from that pressure. Release yourself from worrying about what everybody else thinks, because this is something I'm going to do a video about one day, and what other people think of you is none of your business. One of my clients said that to me once, and it has stuck with me to this day. What other people think of you is none of your business. And the people that aren't for you, they'll remove themselves, but the people that are for you are still going to be here and still love you no matter what. Okay? And really quick before I sign out, I know this video's gotten kind of long, but as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, suicide is scary. Suicidal thoughts are scary, and you're not alone in having those. I think a lot of people, more than would like to admit, myself included, you guys know when I talked about it in my domestic violence video, like, a lot of people have experienced suicidal thoughts. And I just want to take a minute to remind you guys that you are never alone. If you have thoughts like that, please reach out to a friend, reach out to a loved one. I've told this friend, reach out to me. If for any of the viewers out there, if you don't have anyone to talk to and you're having these thoughts, please, you have my contact information. You have a way to reach out to me. Reach out to me, because I don't want anyone to ever think that their life isn't worth it. Because every single one of us has a purpose. And yeah, I realize I'm saying even though I do a lot of videos about toxic people, even those toxic people, they have a purpose in this life. And your life is valuable. And maybe your purpose is learning what it is that you're doing to other people so that you can heal and become a better version of you. I don't know. But in any event, every single life has value. Every person has a purpose. And don't be selfish in the negative way and take that purpose away from the world. Talk to someone. Reach out to someone. Find at least one friend that you know you can be authentic with. And if you don't have a friend, like I said, reach out to me, reach out to a hotline, reach out to there are hotlines out there that you can talk to a complete stranger. They don't know who you are, you don't know who they are, and there's no feeling of judgment, because who cares? They don't know you. But just know that you're never alone. I hope that this was helpful. if you feel so inclined, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share my channel. Feel free to reach out if you need to. Feel free to reach out if you have any topic suggestions. You never know. Look, like this friend did not know that I was going to end up finding this as exactly what we needed to talk about, because I know they're not the only person out there that suffers and feels this way and overthinks. And if their story can help one other person, then that's it. It's done its job. The story has done its job. So thank you so much for watching and spending some time with me. And I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. Stay loved. Remember that you are valuable. And stay limitless. You knew I had to throw that one in. Oh, man. I love you guys. Have a great night. Bye.